Charlottesville. Sadness, anger, frustration, and literally stomach pains, but not surprise. All my long life, I've observed that the hatred, the fear of the other, the projection of evil on the other, it just swam beneath the surface of the seemingly calm waters of the white American society that I lived in, that I benefited from, and that I enjoyed. When in 1957, I was working as a personnel clerk at a large Milwaukee manufacturing company, I was taught that if a black person came in with an application, that I was to treat them kindly, and then when they left, to tear up the application and throw it away. In 1968, I learned that there were covenants in the south side Milwaukee suburb that I had moved to, and those covenants prevented people who were black from living there. Those existed until the open housing law became the national law. In 1983, I saw that the Archbishop's hand was covered with blood after he had shaken the hand of a parishioner after Mass. And the parishioner had liver in his hand as a warning to the Archbishop, because the Archbishop was supportive and helping refugees from El Salvador. The refugee family we were working with had their 2 daughters murdered in El Salvador. In 1991, my black professional coworker told me about how she had to teach her 3-year-old son how to live in the world to remain safe. She called it the talk. In 2011, I saw and I heard the N-word being tossed around by angry white suburbanites to Milwaukee, because they did not want affordable housing built in their community. They were concerned, afraid, whatever, that people of color might move into their city. When from 2008 to 2012, our country had its first black president and its beautiful black family, admirable all. Those were not the words that I heard all the other people that I spoke with use to describe our first black president. When last summer I heard the virulent hatred spewed by the supporters of the current president and egged on by the current president who was then running for office, I was shocked. I was upset. I think I was surprised that it was so out in the open, but I was not surprised that those thoughts existed. Always, I've heard nice white people accept all this and justify it to themselves in myriad ways. I was not surprised by Charlottesville. And I have to include in this the anger by the marchers toward people who are Jews. And of course they meant any other. It so happens that my grandparents on my father's side were Jewish. I was raised Roman Catholic. And I realize And that was something I learned later in life. But, none of us know that our humanity may include much diversity. I am deeply saddened by Charlottesville. And yet I know that it can't end with that emotion for me. And so I and many, many others, we speak and we act because we love our country. I think back to the country I was taught about in grade school civics, liberty and justice for all. That's what I was taught. And we can't be silent because of human decency and equity that we have to believe in, that we love, we strongly believe in. And so for the hope and belief that good can overcome evil, we have no other choice if we are to remain fully human ourselves.